All right, we know that HIIT is the biggest thing to losing fat, right? Orange Theory, get our circuit work-ins, boot camps, burn calories, get those calories burned and get the MEPs up. Whoa, time out. I know what you're thinking, and it's how many calories can I burn in this workout so I can start losing fat? Well, let me remind you that there are dangers in these high intense workouts that are probably hurting your fat loss. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Mike Over. I've been featured in places like Men's Health, T-Nation, Elite Fitness. I have owned a gym for 16 years where I did this type of stuff to people. So please take my experience and have some good understanding from this video, because I want to show you how HIIT will hurt fat loss. So let's get right to it, because I don't got time to waste, and neither do you, because remember, these HIIT workouts are quick, so we gotta get going here. Now, number one is the lifestyle of Americans. We have to appreciate that most Americans are busy. Now, the level of busy can vary, but when you are busy, you're now trying to juggle work, kids, events, sports practices, sleep, meal prep, eating, actual hanging out with your friends, all of these things within a day's time. Your bodies are not what we used to live like in the 60s and 70s, where we just hunt for our food, gathered, the man went off to work, the woman did the nice things at the home, and it was just nice and relaxed and peaceful. Unfortunately, we don't live in that world anymore. And while we would wish to, this then creates a gap from people that have a high stressful lifestyle to then also wanting to fit in high stressful workouts. This is where the gap then has a different disconnect, right? Your nervous system has two sides. The parasympathetic, which is the nice relaxing side of your nervous system. Husa, you know, the nice, where I feel peaceful, right? Then you've got the sympathetic. The bah! Run from a bear. You see a tiger, run, go, 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 go. You've got these two sides. If you're putting all of your cards in this side, you're not balanced. And like you know, in a balanced equation, things work well, right? Balanced, great. Unbalanced, not so great. So when you're putting all of your marbles here, not very many here, and they're all things that are like stress, right? Your workout, I'm sorry, HIIT workouts are a stress to the body, right? Your lifestyle is a stress to the body. Now, combining these things is kind of like taking gasoline and pouring it on fire. It's just gonna make things worse. If not anything, will bring the burden up. So yes, your body can handle here, it could maybe get here, but eventually it's gonna start tipping over. And you guys know what those days are like, right? where you don't know why you can't move. So that's why I'm trying to say that these HIIT workouts don't help that equation. So what else does that lead to? Like we talked about, stress, right? You release a stress hormone. That is called cortisol. Now, everybody gets the bad deeming of cortisol being awful, but no, you need cortisol. You need to be able to run whenever you need to, right? That bear comes and it's in your kitchen, oh my gosh, you're hightailing it out of here. You don't got cortisol, you just be like, hey, Mr. Bear, you ready to eat me? So yeah, you need it, but what happens is people use it too much that the cortisol stays high and it never levels off. Again, not any cards in this side. So when that happens, right, and you're now releasing extra cortisol from your HIIT workouts, which even will elevate it for longer periods of time post-training, you're giving your body no sense of relaxation, because everybody says, hey, take time to warm up, but what about cooling down? You know, that does bring cortisol down. That 3 to 5 minutes of deep breathing, of meditation, of gratitude, that does help. And so those of you that say, oh, breathing, I can do that later. Breathing, I don't got time for that stuff. My workout's more important. Well, when you're not losing fat, let me remind you that that is important. So I would rather you be able to put yourself into that state, which is why everybody gets hyped up on cold baths and plunges. They're not gonna help you burn fat, but what they will do is help you reduce stress. learn to control your body when it goes from, oh my gosh, that's cold, to, I'm okay. That's what helps the body go from these states more effectively and control cortisol output. So a lot of you then don't need these adaptogens and these glandulars to help bring up or bring down cortisol, right? So that's number 2. Number 3 is the consistency, right? It's just like dieting, guys. You do the keto diet, but then you're at some point after 4, 6, 8, 10, some of you might be a week, 12 weeks, you're like, give me a dang carb, holy smoke. And then one carb turns to 2. Then before you know it, you're eating a whole box of cereal plus a loaf of bread. So you gotta make sure that you do something in life that's sustainable. And that's where people get themselves into trouble with signing up for these boot camps, these classes. And I saw it as a gym owner where, yeah, it was great for 4 to 6 weeks, 12 weeks, maybe max, but then bye. Because they, number one, don't like just coming in there to get their bodies beat up. Neither does the results from it. It's not worth it. It's not sustainable. And it's not getting them the result that they were hoping for because of what? Plateaus, right? When you do a diet for so long, what happens? A plateau. When you do these workouts so long, what happens? A plateau. So that's why coaching can be beneficial. And if you haven't had one, I recommend it because we anticipate a good one, these things to make sure that we add them in correctly at certain times. Now, that's the consistency part. Let's talk about research too. Research really has come out to show that doing HIIT workouts and doing traditional steady state cardio or traditional weightlifting, they are all deemed the same when it comes to calories equated with nutrition and fat loss efforts. There's nothing magically inherently better about HIIT. The only thing that's better is that you're burning more calories in less time. But that's where the drawback comes because we then have that little bit of the reciprocal inhibition of, hey, I'm working out hard, my body's now can conserve energy the rest of the day. And that's research that's backed up and solidified where it does happen. You will naturally move less from working harder in your workout. Now, interesting because then guess what? That 200 calories that you just burned more in that 30 minutes versus an hour of weightlifting is gone. And plus you don't get the benefits of building muscle because you were doing HIIT with 5-pound dumbbells. So that's the next part to this. So you got to remember that research applies that when it's all equated here, it's not anything better. Now, I will say I'm a guy and I do like hard things. So give me a good HIIT workout and I feel good, you know, like, oh, I did something hard. You know, something about me trotting on an elliptical while watching home TV is not hard. And so that's not something that I feel like I did something accomplishment and or accomplished anything really. So I like and enjoy the HIIT workouts, but again, that's where you've got to control the variables. Okay, what are you doing the rest of the day? How are you fueling? How is your sleep? Did you get carbs? Where's your stress at? These things matter when you want to do this and get that. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Because the next part is your appetite. You know, people that then go into HIIT, they think that they can start eating more food or, hey, I did this hard workout, so I'm okay to do this. But you're not because, yeah, you maybe burned 100 calories more, but we then said, right, from the energy compensation model, you're gonna compensate because of that workout, and then you're gonna compensate more because of the food, and then before you know it, you're just like, why am I not getting anywhere? Well, that's why. So appetite. And then the bonus for the last piece for you guys is the gut, right? So this is where a lot of people don't realize, but I had a lot of gut issues and did a lot of HIIT workouts. And what it does do, especially for those that love to diet. So those of you on these low carb, not eating a whole lot, doing HIIT on an empty stomach, you're drawing a lot of blood to the stomach. And when the stomach is not experienced in a healthy state, whether inflammation, right? Because it will draw inflammation to the gut. it will try to. And if it's not healthy, you're not populating it with good microflora and good bacteria and taking care of it with solid nutrition and sleep and stress support, this then becomes a problem where now you're swelling, now you're getting acid reflux, now you're having indigestion, now your body can't even digest food. And some of you might have noticed that where after a very hard workout, food doesn't really sit well. Well, that's only the beginning. And I'm warning you and giving you that forewarning because then it becomes dysbiosis. Then it becomes something more, maybe SIBO, maybe something more uncontrollable, IBS, where you're starting to now have massive amounts of inflammation that wasn't because of your lifestyle, oh, my family has it. It's because of what you've been doing. So your choices impact where your body goes. So I hope that this video serves you well. I hope it does give you some insight and also some great feedback as to what and why HIIT can be damaging. So if you like what you see, you are curious about how to heal it, I invite you to join my free community below, learn a little bit about healing the body, hormonal health, how it impacts your health in general, and what you can do about it from an expert. All right, God bless.